Gang, it is all the news all the time, and my name is, as always, is Adam. Yeah, and we've got some interesting news today. We're looking at two interesting. We've got Lily Rose Depp is an idol on the rise, it seems. This is from Elle Fashion, and we're looking at AH. What is going on with her latest PR stunt? And a stunt it is indeed. So let's start off with Lily Rose. She's an idol rising, they say. And I must say she's a remarkably attractive young lady. I was looking at this, I was thinking, is this watch a Cartier tank watch? Is that what it is? I think it's not, though. I think it's a Chanel, if you see down here. It says bikini top, $600. Okay. Handbag, $4,600. How many? All I can see is a chain. Jesus Christ, man. A watch, Chanel watch, $5,500. I could get a very nice carbon frame race bike for that much money. But there you go. So there's Lily Rose. Jocelyn. Who? Jocelyn is a machine. Jocelyn gyrates like a tilt-a-whirl. Not sure what they are. And favours spangled outfits that look like they're held together by dental floss. Well, I like Jocelyn already. Underboob. Throngs of paparazzi, nightclubs, cocaine and S&M feature prominently in her lifestyle. I like her even more. At least if the trailer for HBO's upcoming blockbuster series The Idol is anything to go by. And also couldn't be further from the self-effacing woman I'm speaking to, who, A, apologised for being a few minutes late to our interview because she's dealing with a gastrointestinally challenged cat, and B, goes on to note how important punctuality is to her. I find that people who are not very punctual in life keep going on about how punctual they are, but they're not. And and I find that people who are punctual because that's just what they do. And I'm of that type. I'm always early, sometimes weirdly early. And let's have a random guess, if you would, ladies and gentlemen. How much does this piece of material that you can see here, how much does this piece of material cost that you can see right there? Give it a random guess before we look at the price and shock ourselves with how much you can spend on material these days. Dress, $7,350. $7,350. I was thinking to myself, I would not be discombobulated if you told me that was a cat blanket, a blanket that the cat slept on, and she just wrapped herself in a cat blanket. Give it a shook, shake it down. Cat blanket, £10, right? $7,350. It would not be different in my mind to a cat blanket. I mean, probably you couldn't stand up. You could have to safety pin it at the back. $7,350. Earrings, $920. Can't even see them. Rings, $600 each. If you say so. If you say so. Later today on set, she'll transform back into the vampish pop star. But right now, at her mum's place in Los Angeles, Lily Rose Depp is dressed down in a plain black camisole, if you wish. Her shoulder-length hair slightly tousled. The only thing she seems to share with her character is a sultry voice, which sounds as if a jewel took human form. You may be wondering what a jewel is. It's one of those little vape things, like a vape tool. You put these little liquid things in it, and it heats up the liquid, and you inhale the liquid, and it's like nicotine, flavoured nicotine, and it's called Juul. And they're not great. Anyway, that's what it is. But when she steps into Jocelyn's platform stilettos, they're quite cool. The 23-year-old model and actress found that singing and memorising choreography weren't the biggest challenges to completing her pop princess metamorphosis. It was more about understanding how alone you can feel, even when everybody is watching you, Depp says, in a weird way. So, again, prices. Bikini top, $800. How is that $800? Like, how? How? It's... man. Right. Pants, otherwise known as trousers, $9,900. $9,900. One more time. $9,900. $10,000. Jesus Christ on a bike, man. $10,000 on some clown pants. Jesus Christ. $1,500 for some pumps. These weird words. Shoes. Some shoes. Chanel earrings. Can't even see them. Chanel fine jewellery. Can't even see it. But that's $9,000. Can't even see it. A watch. So, Jesus Christ on a bike, man. What is that? Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm getting discombobulated. So that's Lily Rose Depp complaining about how hard life is, right? So what else is going on? What is going on with this? This is TMZ. Gloria Steinem and company say stop the public shaming. No. No, is the answer to that. AH has been treated atrociously by the public for good reason, vilified and harassed for good reason, and it's got to stop now. No, so says Gloria Steinem and more than 100 others. Argument to the bandwagon. The famed feminist and 130 others have signed an open letter condemning the vilification of Ms. Heard and ongoing online harassment of her and those who have voiced support for her, which means there's an error in there somewhere, have been unprecedented in both vitriol and scale, they say. So let's have a little look at the letter. I sort of downloaded it over here, and it's 14 pages long. I was thinking 14 pages of rebuttal and counter-argument. I thought, oh, this is going to be good. And it's not. It's not 14 pages. It's just people. It's just all names of people. This is what we call, in logical fallacies, this is known as the bandwagon fallacy. The bandwagon fallacy assumes that something is true, or right or good, because others agree with it. In other words, the fallacy argues that if everyone thinks a certain way, then you should too. In the same way that how religions basically start. One religion has got to be wrong, really. I mean, if one of them is true, the others are wrong, and there's a billion people who believe that one. So yeah, all these people could easily be wrong, and in fact they are. So let's have a little look at, here's The Guardian, that bastion of logic and left-wing lunacy. Let's have a little look. More than 130 signatories, including the writer Gloria Steinem, that's the third time people have said that, and I still don't know who she is, and notable women's rights organisations, ACLU, have published an open letter in support of the actor. That's generous. That is generous. I watched London Fields the other day. Whew, that was hard work. AH, who lost a defamation suit. Did she? Did she indeed? Against Johnny Depp, her former husband, in June this year. In the letter, first shared with NBC, feminist groups, including the National Organisation for Women and Women's March, oh no, that's actually two groups, sorry, expressed support for AH and condemned harassment the Aquaman star, please no, has faced since the trial. Groups that address sexual assault awareness and domestic violence also signed the letter. Much of this harassment was fueled by disinformation, they say, providing no evidence for that at all. In what way is it disinformation? A 6-week open trial that was televised. Everyone could see what was going on. All the documents were exposed. In what way was it disinformation? You can't just make a claim. You have to provide evidence for your claim. Otherwise, then it's just a baseless accusation. Where does that come from? Baseless accusations. Baseless accusation. I do not know. You have to prove it. You can't just say things are disinformation because you don't like them. Oh, what else is it? Misogyny. Oh, on the other side of it, it could be called misandry as well. If that's the anti-female, misandry is anti-male. Biphobia. Again, random claims based on no evidence and a monetized social media environment. Well, the social media environment is a platform for people like myself to be able to speak, and it's quite a democratic world. Anyone can speak. Anyone can have an audience, anyone can speak, and if they have a group of people who agree with them, they can build a community. But is that a monetized social media environment where a woman's allegations of DV and SA were mocked for entertainment? Or was it a place where the truth could be analysed and looked at and spoken about and discussed in detail? Who knows? It depends on your perspective, I think. The same disinformation and victim-blaming tropes are now being used against others who have alleged abuse. So now you're claiming it's being put onto other people, but you haven't given any evidence in the first place for the first bit. So we call that cart before the horse argument. Heard has faced an onslaught of abuse and mockery. Why? I should tell you all the things she's done, basically. The list is long and somewhat unpleasant. And she's faced an onslaught of abuse and mockery for it. Because, maybe you should watch the trial. Particularly on social media, where fans of Depp accused her of lying about being a domestic violence survivor. More than that, actually. She's more than just lying about it. Much more. Lying about being a domestic violence survivor during her relationship with Johnny Depp. The couple divorced in 2017. They were married in 2016. It's not good being with that woman. It's just not good. It's not good times for anybody. It's bad. The defamation suit was filed by Depp in reference to the Washington Post op-ed, I was going to say anyway, column in which AH co-wrote with the ACLU, who actually wrote it, and she signed off on it. But okay, the defamation suit was filed by Depp in reference to a Washington Post column in which Heard wrote that she was a public figure representing domestic abuse, and the jury said no, she wasn't. They didn't believe a word of it, not a word. All she had to do was prove a single incident. That's all she had to do. One single incident in a year, 15 months I think it was. All she had to do, one thing, never, and they didn't believe a word. AH did not mention Depp's name. Oh, they love that bit. They absolutely love that bit. But Johnny Depp's attorney said the article referenced accusations made after their divorce. Everyone knew that she meant him. He knew that she meant him. The world knew that she meant him. I mean, just because she didn't say the name means nothing. After a 7-week trial, 7 weeks, open 7-week trial, televised across the world. Oh, but that's disinformation. No, that's just disinformation because you don't agree with it. Because you don't agree with it, it's disinformation. It's fake news. It's not you can't be wrong. It's got to be the other person's fake news, disinformation. All right. So after a 7-week trial, as we know, Johnny Depp won and was awarded loads of money in damages by a jury in Virginia, which was reduced by 10 to 10.35 because you can't actually give $5 million in punitive damages in Virginia. And AH addressed the ruling shortly after the trial. In a statement, she said she was disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. Yeah, I don't think that's what she meant at all. It is a setback. It sets back the clock. Oh, see, you try and make it about other people. It wasn't about other people. It wasn't about other women. It wasn't about other victims of anything. It was about you personally. It is a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when you spoke about stuff and nobody believed you because it was a lie, and spoke about, I can't read these words anymore. It set back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously. No, it was you personally. Stop trying to make it about every other person in the world. The attorneys for Heard have appealed. We shall see where that goes as well, because they're appealing against the $2 million that was awarded to AH from the Waldman statements. Indeed so. As again, the bandwagon fallacy. If everybody jumps on board, it must be true. Yeah, people used to think the world was flat, and then they didn't. So they just didn't. So there you go. And so we've got all these people jumping on board, and they're not even trying to prove anything in their statement. If you look at this open letter, what we've got is we've got a big title up here: Amber Heard open letter. We've got Amber Heard open letter, and we've got experts support Amber Heard. Again, this is a bandwagon. This is also called argument to authority. When you use, where's my thing gone? Yeah, when you use experts and you say, well, they believe it, so it must be true. These people believe it, and so therefore it must be true. This is called an argument to authority, and that's a fallacious debate system as well. But let's not worry about that. So the evidence they provide is just that. That's it. 14 pages, and it's less than an A4 sheet with literally no evidence of any type, just more claims. There's nothing. There's no rebuttal of any form of anything. Just names, argument to authority. It's just a list of names. This wouldn't stand up in a court of law at all. Not at all. Did I tell you I won the University Mooting Prize, which is legal debate at the university with my partner? Did I mention that? I'm actually quite good at legal debate. I understand how it works, and I understand arguments to authority, and I understand when people are providing literally no evidence but making wild assumptions and assertions, which is what I'm looking at here. This should be 14 pages with sources and citations, and then I'll start taking it seriously. But this is just some unproven allegations and assertions backed up with little to no evidence whatsoever that I can see. And there's only one A4 page. Poor quality. Poor. Disappointing indeed. Yeah. So let me know your thoughts, your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions. And I'm just very disappointed with these people that they don't even know how to debate properly or provide any form of evidence, just making assumptions. And if you lose, it must be disinformation. Right. Well, there you go. Let me know your thoughts, your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions. Press the old like button if you liked anything. Press the dislike button if you dislike things, because, you know, that can happen too. And what else is going on? There's super thanks. You want to give me money for rum, which is quite nice. I like rum. And is there anything else? No. Join the membership. That'd be cool. And try and learn about mooting. If you're into legal debate, try and learn about mooting. It's quite an interesting world. And I learned a lot when I was mooting. Okay, I will see you guys later.